Julie Ryan, noted psychic and medical intuitive, is ready to answer your personal questions, even those you never knew you could ask. For more than 20 years, as she's developed and refined her intuitive skills, Julie used her knowledge as a successful inventor and businesswoman to help others. Now, she wants to help you grow, heal, and get the answers you've been longing to hear. Do you have a question for someone who's transitioned? Do you have a medical issue? What about your pet's health or behavior? Perhaps you have a loved one who's close to death and you'd like to know what's happening. Are you on the path to fulfill your life's purpose? No matter where you are in the world, take a journey to the other side and ask Julie Ryan.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Ask Julie Ryan show. I'm Julie, your host, and I'm delighted you could join us this week. My intention in doing this show is to provide information, insight, and comfort to people all around the world by helping to answer life's unanswerable questions. And we have several people that have joined us so far this evening, and we will get to them in just a second. I was telling them before I started the show, I really appreciate them taking the time to call in and asking their questions, because I think all of us benefit from not only the question, but also the answers that we get. And invariably, somebody listening somewhere in the world has an issue that's similar to whatever the question is that's being asked. So I think it's just kind of a group effort here. I try to live my life by being happy and having fun and enjoying the adventure. So every morning when I get up, I write down my goals for the day, and the first ones are be happy, have fun, and enjoy the day. I was in Nashville, which is about 3 hours north of me, on Tuesday, went up for a meeting, pulled into the parking lot, turned off my car, went in and did my meeting, was there probably an hour and a half, and then I went to get in my car. I was going to go have lunch with a girlfriend and then head back to Birmingham for another 3-hour drive. So I was basically driving 6 hours for an hour and a half meeting. Get in my car, get ready to go meet my friend for lunch, and my car is having problems. I can't turn the steering wheel, and the air conditioning won't stand, and it says visit shop, and I'm thinking, what the heck? So I turned off the car, turned it back on a couple times, and I finally called my guys down here, my mechanics in Birmingham, and they said, sounds like it's a big major belt that's powering everything. And I said, great. So I called AAA, had this amazing guy come pick me up in his tow truck, and we rode about 15 miles to the dealership. I had called ahead. They said, we'll get you in. Now, this is in the afternoon when this is happening. We get to the dealership at 4:45, and they're getting ready to close at 5. And so they said, we'll get you in first thing in the morning. Here's a loaner car. They give me a brand new loaner car. In the meantime, I called my girlfriend, Duty, and I said, Duty, is there a room at the inn? Can I stay with you tonight? I mean, I didn't have anything. I didn't expect to spend the night. And I thought, well, this is going to be an adventure. She said, absolutely. Today's Tom, that's her husband, today's Tom's birthday. We're going out to dinner with all the kids and the grandkids. I thought, okay, cool. So get my loaner car, get to Duty's house. We go out to dinner. I get to see her 3 darling grandbabies, get to see her son, who I've known since he was probably 14 or 15. He's now in his 30s. I've known him for 20 years, at least, maybe 25. And we had a ball at dinner. We stayed up talking till probably 1 in the morning, got up, went to breakfast. She gave me a T-shirt and a toothbrush and some toothpaste, and I slept like a log. And long story short, my car was fixed. They got me on the road. I got home yesterday afternoon. I canceled my appointments for the day, but I thought, what an adventure. And what I kept telling myself was, this is going to be fun to watch this unfold. And it was a ball. It was a ball. So most people, I think, in that situation would be upset. They would be mad, whatever. I was so grateful that the belt didn't break in the middle of the highway when I was out in the middle of the boonies, but it broke, you guys, when I was in a meeting in a parking lot in a town where I knew people, where I knew the dealership, it was just amazing. And all I kept thinking was, well, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, so I might as well have fun. So just wanted to share that with you because I think so often when we're delayed on a flight or something happens or our car breaks down or whatever, we can tend to get irritated or even angry or frustrated or whatever. And my stance is, let's just go with the flow and see what happens, and it's always fun. So that's my story for the week. Just wanted to fill you in. All righty, let's go to the phones and see who we've got. Our first caller, I believe, is Susie. Hi, Suze.
Hi, Julie.
How are you, girl?
Thank you so much. I'm good, thanks. Thanks so much for taking my call.
You're welcome.
Your show, as I say every week. I'm so grateful I can be here, and I'm calling because I know you're so good at being able to get a feeling for what is in someone's best interest. And some friends of mine recommended I take something called Carbon 60, a certain brand that they said is supposed to be super great for your body and all this. And I just don't know, trying something completely that I've never heard of, and I just didn't know whether to order it. Instead of taking the prednisone, my doctor recommended, I could maybe try this, and I'm wondering if you get a feeling of whether it's in my best interest to buy and try this Carbon 60 organic sunflower oil, or whether it's not. It says it's 100% solvent-free and supposed to be really great for you, but like I said, there's so many products out there, and I'm just wondering what you
I don't know anything about this. Susie, do you have me on speakerphone?
No, I have. Here, is that better?
There, that's better. Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I didn't have speakerphone, but I had my cord, so sorry about that.
Okay, I could hear myself talk, which isn't a good thing.
No, sorry.
I've never heard of Carbon 60, so let's just ask the question: is it in Susie's best interest to take Carbon 60? I get a yes. So I don't know what it is, but I get that it's in your best interest to take it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, when I was at the friend's house, my body did move toward it. I don't know whether to trust that or not. And the prednisone, my body keeps moving away from it. So I definitely, feel like that's what's coming to me. So, well, thanks for letting me know. And just, a friend of mine took me to a reading this weekend. I didn't know what it was, and it turned out it was tarot card reading. And the lady was saying, oh, you need to invoke the archangels and do this certain pose and all that. And to me, I just wondered your thoughts on that, because to me, you can just talk to the archangels and ask for their help without doing this certain pentagram pose or whatever. And I'm curious if that's your thought, too, that you don't have to do some kind of pentagram pose from the tarot. I don't know anything about tarot cards, but is that your thought as well?
It is. It is. You don't need crystals or tarot cards or talismans or whatever. You just ask a question in your head. It's your spirit guides, your deceased loved ones, the angels, God, the universe, the whole group, and you're going to get an answer immediately thereafter. You need, within a second, that. Within a second, the answer is going to come in your head, because spirits communicate telepathically, and I think that's a method that some people use, but it's been my experience over 25 years. It's not necessary for my own self or for else that I've taught how to do this work. So,
well, thank you so much. I so appreciate you. You're so awesome.
Oh,
I love your show.
You too.
Thank you.
Okay.
I love hearing everyone else's questions too. So have a great week, and congratulations on your car and your great attitude. So inspiring.
Okay. Talk to you soon. Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All righty. Our next caller is Lashonda. Hi, Lashonda.
Hi.
How are you, girl?
I'm well, thank you. Actually better today than I was a week ago.
Yeah.
And I said that the next time I spoke with you, rather than asking a question, I would just like to share with you and to your listeners that when I called and spoke with you about the symptoms I was experiencing, and for those of your callers and listeners who may not know, I was saying that I had, I'm a hematology patient, and I have a condition where I'm always tired and whatever, and instead of getting blood transfusion, which I am susceptible to having to get those from time to time, I get blood infusions, which I've been getting for the past few years, and apparently, I wasn't sure what, was going on this last time because I didn't recover or recuperate, as well as I have in the past for the first time. But long story short, after listening to me, you told me at the end that you had given me a boost. Mm-hmm. Now, while I was talking to you, I was just sitting down, listening. After we finished our call, I got up because when we finished, it was 9 p.m. my time on the East Coast here in South Florida. Mm-hmm. So it was time to go and take the dog out and, maybe another hour or so get ready for bed because you have to get up for work the next day. Immediately when I got up, I could feel a difference. So for anyone who would be skeptical or somewhat hesitant or what have you and wondering, I wonder if really, because sometimes, you think, when they speak with you and you say, what's going on? Can you take a look inside? Can you scan? And something's going on internally and you might assist someone that way. Maybe because it's something that they can't really feel and, how you tell them, how you connect with them and, you say it, but it's another thing to feel it and actually experience it. I got up, I felt like, I won't say it was 100% better, but it was definitely like a 75%, 80% improvement. And I have, of course, made a follow-up appointment, of course. I've done that. But, it was a marked improvement. You're talking about somebody who was winded, just turning over in bed just to turn on my side. And I took the dog out. I came back in, and I felt like I could run a marathon. And prior to you ending my question with telling me you had given me that boost, I had no idea. Mm-hmm. But I wanted you to know that, wow, and it's still going. I'm
Wonderful.
Still doing well. And I just wanted to put that little testimonial out there for anybody who, may not have experienced it because mine, it was immediate. And you know how you're feeling when you can barely breathe sometimes, or you're lightheaded, or you're dizzy, or it was instantaneous. Haven't had those symptoms in a week. So thank you.
You are most welcome. And Lashonda, I think you and I have discussed in the past that it's not me doing it. I'm the conduit. It's spirit working through me. Yes. And so the possibilities are really endless. And when somebody says, well, you can't do that, or the doctor says I've got this condition for life and all that, I just go, not so much. I've seen remarkable things in the way of healing and not just physical but emotional as well. I see miracles happen every day talking with people all over the world. And so thank you so much for calling in and sharing that with all of us. And I hope you continue to improve and feel better.
Thank you. My pleasure. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks for calling. Bye-bye. Okay, let's see who we have next. I believe it's Michelle. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, girl?
Good.
Where are you calling in at? Where are you calling us from?
Aurora, Colorado.
Okay. So what's the update?
Well, I have several questions. I have been continuously writing a list.
Okay.
But today I would like to ask a question about just guidance where I'm at as a career.
Okay.
I have an art background, and it consists of marketing and business. And I started an art security business 4 years ago, and I'm still in business. And it's just a few little gigs here and there. And then I also have a day job where I am a creative manager, and I do digital work and marketing, social media marketing, and I'm just kind of at crossroads. I'm ready to move on where I'm at now at the job that I'm at. And I've been trying to, I've been applying for jobs, and nothing's really happening in that field. So I'm just kind of at crossroads. Am I supposed to continue to kind of go forward in this art creative business, or focus on this security business that I have.
Okay. Well, I think supposed to is in the same category of words as should, Michelle. There is no should and there's no supposed to, because that's why we're here having a human experience, because we're here to co-create with God, basically. And whatever we want to co-create, we can co-create. So if you want to join the circus, I mean, it's whatever you want to do. It's your world, and it's your world how you design it. And you know what? If you design something and then you think you'd like to try something else, then go try something else. I mean, I'm a great example of that, Michelle, because I have founded 9 companies in 5 industries that aren't related.
And I that's why I admire you. I mean, I follow different podcasts, and you are absolutely my favorite.
Oh, you sweet pea. Thank you for saying that. But some people think I'm just nuts. I mean, I've had people say to me, well, do you have ADD or are you schizo or what? And I said, well, I just find something I'm interested in, and then if I see an opportunity, then I do something with it, and it's just fun. It's fun. So instead of saying, am I supposed to, should I, let's switch to what I was talking about with Susie, our first caller, and that is it in my best interest to? And if you preface a question like that, Michelle, then you're asking, as I told Susie, God, the universe, your spirit guides, your deceased loved ones, your angels, the whole group. And there's so many variables that come into play for future events that our human minds don't have the capacity to comprehend. There's a bazillion potential outcomes depending on your free will and your decision and 15 other people's decisions, and then they affect other people's decisions. And I mean, it's just endless. So when we ask a question and try and make it specific, because spirits are really literal, we get really valid answers. And the answers come in telepathically. So it comes in as a thought in your head. And when you first start doing this, Michelle, you're going to think, well, that's just my brain talking. Well, yeah, it is, but it's inspiration and telepathic communication coming in within a second of you asking the question. Oftentimes, for me, because I've been doing this so long, and it takes a lot of practice, the more you do it, the better you get at it, but oftentimes I'll ask a question and the answer will be coming in halfway through the question before the question is even all the way asked. Okay. So the more you do it, if you think about it for more than a couple of seconds, that's going to be your brain answering you. Okay? Right. And if it's something really important that's life-altering, Michelle, ask the question a bunch of different ways and keep trying to refine it down. So let's formulate a couple of questions and we'll practice and we'll compare notes. Okay? So is it in Michelle's best interest to focus primarily on, or focus focus primarily on your art security business? How do you want to word that?
To solely focus on the art security business.
Okay.
So is it in my best interest to solely focus on my art security business?
Okay, what's the first thing that comes in your head?
No.
I got to know as well. Good job. I got to know too. Okay, now let's change it. Let's tweak it a little. Okay. Is it in Michelle's best interest to focus on her art security business? What's the answer you get on that?
I didn't.
I got a yes. So see the difference? Focus only on her art security business, we get a no. Focus on her art security business, I get a yes. Do you see the difference?
Got you. I got it.
Okay. So that tells me focus on it, but keep your day job until you get that thing up and running and cranking money.
Okay.
Right? So is it in, let's talk about your social media work. Is it in Michelle's best interest to continue to focus on her digital social media work? It's the first thing that pops in your head.
Yes.
I got a yes as well.
Okay.
So what that means is you focus on the one that's generating money first, Focus on that. And then in your spare time, you can carve in an hour a day to focus on your other business. And then when that starts to kick in and it is starting to prosper and all of that, and then you can expand it. And when it gets to the point where you're making enough money off of it that you can make a switch and perhaps maybe focus on that primarily and do your social media stuff on the side. But what I'm getting is you're going to have income coming in from both fronts.
Yeah, that's what I've been feeling. And it's just with the social media stuff, it's really competitive. A lot of people are moving to Denver. And so it's just been a little discouraging, but I haven't let it go because in my spirit, I feel like I'm doing the right thing. So good. That's confirmation, definitely.
Yeah, and social media, it's global. So it doesn't matter if there's a bunch of people moving to Denver because you do it anywhere, any place, anytime. And the other thing is that's the life of a serial entrepreneur. That's been my life for my whole career. Once I started my first company at 25, Michelle, and I've always had more than one thing going because if one's down, the other one's carrying the load. Right. When I didn't know where my next $100 was coming from one company when I was starting it, in my 20s, my mid-20s, I had money coming in from another source. So you always want to not have all your chickens in one basket, which goes against what we're taught in school. We're taught you get out of school, you get a job, you work for a company. Well, if you're an entrepreneur, and it sounds like you are, or at least you want to be, you want to have multiple sources of income. Okay? So I hope that helps.
Are you there?
Yeah. I hope that helps. Okay. Thanks for calling in. Take care.
Thank you, Susie.
You bet. Bye-bye. Okay. Let's see who else we've got. I see Allie. Hi, Allie. Are you there?
Yes. Hi, Julie.
How are you, girl?
I'm doing very well, thank you. How about yourself?
I'm well, thanks. Where are you calling in from tonight?
From Lakeland, Florida.
Okay. Terrific. Well, how may I help you?
The reason for my call tonight is I've always been interested in past life stuff, and I've never inquired about anything with my past life, so kind of wanted to go that route.
Oh, fun. Past life stuff is so much fun. It's
yeah, I've heard you do it with other people. It sounds very interesting.
It's really fun. Okay, so do you have a question in particular? What I do, Allie, is we come up with like a theme or something that's going on in your life, and we'll find out if there's something that transpired in past lives that correlates with what's going on in your current life. So give us something to work with.
Well, I kind of just wanted to see if any past life that's affecting this life.
Well, yeah, they all do. So
okay.
Let's come up with something specific.
Well, I've always been drawn to healing and spirituality, so maybe if there's anything that I've done in the past with that.
Let's do healing. That'll be fun.
Okay.
So here's how I do past life stuff, Allie. I imagine myself, most people when they're doing past life stuff, they do hypnotism. They hypnotize the person. And what I do is I envision myself walking down this endless hallway, and it's very narrow, and it has 30 or 40 foot tall ceilings, but I can't see the end of it. It goes on forever. And on the walls on both sides of this narrow hallway are 12-inch by 12-inch square mirrors, and each mirror represents a different lifetime. So I'm going to envision myself walking down the hallway, and we're going to say, does Allie have any past lives that relate to her interest in healing in this lifetime? And the ones that apply are going to come out from the wall almost as if they have a hydraulic arm behind them and it's pushing them out. Okay? And then I'm going to say, show me the one that correlates the most. And that one will come out the furthest. And then I'm going to envision myself walking into this mirror, and I'm going to be shown some kind of a scene. And I'll be given where it was and what the date was, and we'll figure out how it relates to your current life. Okay? So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to connect to you in Florida. So I'm going to raise my vibrational level to the level of spirit. I'm going to watch a laser beam in my mind's eye come down, hook into you in Florida. It's hooked in. Okay, so I'm connected to you. Now I'm going to walk down this hallway. So I'm in the hallway. So show us the past lives of Allie's past lives that correspond or correlate with her being interested in being a healer in this lifetime. Okay, there's tons of them coming out of the wall. Lots and lots and lots and lots. I would say hundreds, if not thousands. I mean, they look like dots on the horizon. There's so many of them. Okay, so show us the lifetime that correlates the most with Allie's interest in healing in this lifetime. Okay, well, it's one that's pretty close in. All right, it's on the right, kind of halfway down the wall. All right, let me get in front of it. I'm in front of it. So I'm going to walk in. Okay, so the year's 1797 in Florence, Italy.
Wow.
Okay, so let's see what was going on in Florence. You know, I think of Florence as being such a art, just so much art stuff has come out of Florence. And so how did that, okay, you were a man in that lifetime. Giuseppe was your name, which I think is John in Italian. Giuseppe. All right. Giuseppe. So Giuseppe, what did you do in that lifetime? All right, so you were like the town doctor in a little village.
Oh, wow.
Okay, I'm getting Siena. So look that up. If there's a little town named Siena near Florence, near Florence, probably like a little suburb, how we would think of it. Back then, they probably didn't have suburbs necessarily. They had little towns. But I got you were the doctor in the village.
That's
in
so
Siena.
cool. I've always been drawn to being a doctor. I just didn't like going to school so long.
Yeah, you were the doctor, but you were very beloved because I can see you in the town square. It's like I'm watching this mini movie in my head, Allie, and I can see you in the town square, and the kids especially are coming up and hugging you. Like little kids are holding onto your legs and stuff. You know how little kids do that, and the parents are greeting you. You. I don't know that they had pediatricians back then. I think you were a family doctor, but certainly beloved by your patients.
Well, when I was little, my dream was to be a pediatrician.
Oh, there you go. How cute is that? So see,
I know.
And the cool thing about that is I would Google that, Allie. Google 1797, Siena, Italy. See how close it is to Florence. I would see if there's anything about the town doctor in Siena. A lot of times we can find historic records that match the names, which is really fun. So
yeah, definitely. That sounds so interesting.
So ask the Google.
I will do that.
Okay.
Well, that gave me lots of chills. That was cool.
Okay. Thanks, Allie. Have a nice evening.
Thank you, Julie. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, let's see who's next. I think it's Miss Donna. Hi, Donna.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good.
Terrific. Where are you calling in from?
Columbia Falls, Montana.
Oh, terrific. Okay. How may I help you this evening?
So, we talked. We had a private consult
we sure did.
Tuesday.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, and I was. You had talked about calling back on Thursday. Well, I had my reunion this last week.
Hope that was fun.
Thursday. Yeah, it was. We had a really good turnout. So, but and we didn't have time to go through. You were going to talk about where the mold was in the house, but I think actually I might call back again and do another private because it might take a while to narrow down where everything is in here, and it might be it's kind of more personal, personalized, more specific, maybe not quite something that would be beneficial for the group to listen to. See what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, everybody, by the way, Donna submitted a question online, a few months ago, and I did a blog on it and a graphic, and it was mold in Montana. And you were so sick when you sent that in, but you're doing a lot better than you were. Yeah. Okay. So did you have another question for me this evening?
Well, one was, so I'm curious, can you tell if there's mercury in my system?
Yes.
You can't
yes.
tell or there is?
Yes, I can, and yes, there is. Yes to both.
Okay. So how do you recommend getting rid of that? I'm going to have to think about that for a second. I haven't been asked that question for a while. Let me look at my notes here, because I know there are things to eat that helps with metals detox. And I know, excuse me, a lot of them are, a lot of the things are cruciferous vegetables, Donna. Okay. Yeah, because of the sulfur.
Like broccoli and cauliflower and, jazz like that. Cabbage, things like that. But I'm looking.
I eat a lot of cabbage, steamed cabbage.
Yeah, interesting. Well, that's probably why you're probably craving it, because your body's trying to help it.
Well, I used to eat a lot of broccoli, and then the price of broccoli went way up, so I switched to cabbage because it was cheaper.
Mm-hmm. Broccoli is cheap if you buy it frozen. I get huge bags of it at Costco, and it's like $7, and it lasts a week. It's massive. It's a massive bag of organic broccoli at Costco. I don't know if you have a Costco near you or a Sam's, but
I
it
do have
will.
Costco's. I'm not a member though, but
yeah. Okay. I think if you Google heavy metals detox, it'll be interesting to see what comes up. I know cruciferous vegetables. I believe it's also onions and garlic. It's a lot of vegetables. Mm-hmm. So just Google heavy metals detox. And I know Dr. Mercola has several articles on his website at mercola.com.
Right.
And you can get that. And then also, are you thinking that you got the mercury from dental fillings, or where are you getting it?
Well, I've had 10 amalgam fillings removed in the last year.
Oh, okay.
And I think I got exposed to it from that.
Yeah, there's vapor when you get those fillings taken out. Mm-hmm. And what Donna's talking about, everybody, is those silver-looking fillings that I don't think they're using them as much anymore now. But certainly when I was a kid, I had a mouthful of them and got them all removed. And then they put porcelain in now. But when you're getting those fillings removed, and everybody needs to probably consider getting them removed, go to somebody that knows what they're doing, because that mercury vapor can be a problem, and also the mercury getting into your bloodstream can be a problem as well. So, but Google that, Donna, and eat lots of broccoli and cauliflower. And it sounds like you're doing cabbage, Brussels sprouts. What are other cruciferous vegetables? Those are the ones that are coming to my mind off the top of my head.
Those are the big ones.
Yeah. So try that and see what else they come up with. Onions, garlic, that kind of stuff. Okay. Drink tons of water too. Purified water. Get a Brita or one of those zero filters, and filter your water, and that will help as well. Okay.
Yeah, and what do you know about leaky gut?
I know a lot.
So do you recommend like glutathione? No,
I recommend food. If God made it, eat it. If man made it, stay away from it. And if you're going to eat fruit, peel it, because the peel has tons of yeast on it. Okay. Stay away from fermented foods, because yeast thrives on sugar and anything fermented. Stay away from alcoholic beverages. Wine is made from moldy grapes that they add yeast to ferment. So I don't know if you're a wine drinker. Beer's got tons of yeast in it, that kind of thing.
Alcohol.
Yeah. So I would do that. And when we do our private session, I'll scan you again for see about the leaky gut. Your big issue has been mold.
Yes.
Moldy environment. So all righty.
And one of the things I was going to ask was about the past life, but you already did that one. So I'll ask.
Yeah.
What do you do with the don't you do like some kind of what I want to call it, like medium work?
Meaning?
Like talk to dead people.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, we can talk to whoever you want. Who you want.
So do you like see people around? People?
Yeah, absolutely. But what the easiest thing to do is just who do you want to talk to? I want to call them in, ask them questions, or talk to them. I mean, just my feeling about it is let's just cut to the chase.
Right.
It's just easier. So, is there somebody that you want to talk to?
Yeah.
Okay, who's that?
My sister.
All right, what's her name?
Shirley.
Shirley. Okay, so I'm going to connect to you. Laser beam's heading from Sweet Home, Alabama, heading out to you in Montana, and got you. Okay, she's standing to your right. So, question for her? Or something you want to say?
Is there anything she has to say?
Well, let's see. Shirley, is there anything that you want to tell your sister? Get out of that house. We already know that. The house is full of mold. I mean, that's the first thing out of her mouth. Get out of that house. She said sleeping at 10 if you have to. Because it's making you so sick. Back. Yeah, because it's making you so sick.
Yeah.
So, anything you in particular you want to ask her?
Well, I used to have a lot of premonition dreams, and a lot of times I'd have a dream about someone who died.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, a lot of people, like family members and stuff, have come to visit after they died, but she never did.
Mm-hmm. She says she's around you all the time. She said there are times when you think you smell her. Did she wear a certain perfume that you recognize? Have you had that sensation where you think, oh, my God, that smells like Shirley?
Well, she died in 1973, and I was 13 at the time, but she left home when I was like 9.
Mm-hmm. Well, she said you think you smell her, and you do. You are.
Because my mother had a certain perfume, and one time I walked into the back bedroom, and it smelled really strong, like my mother's perfume.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought
so think about what Shirley smells like, because she's saying that's how you recognize she's around you. Okay. Well, I'm going to need to run and get to some other callers, but thanks for calling in. I appreciate you taking the time. I'm glad you had fun at your reunion.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Take care.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye. Okay. We do this show every Thursday night at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, and 5 Pacific. The call-in number is 712-770-4160, and the access code is 533677# or hashtag. You can find this information a bunch of different places. On the website, AskJulieRyan.com. If you scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, it's all there. Wherever you download podcasts, I believe we're on about 40 different networks: iTunes, Stitcher, iHeart, Blueberry, Google Play, on and on and on. It's in the show notes. We're also on YouTube. It's in the show notes there as well. When you're on my website, please sign up for my newsletter, and that comes out I'm starting to do it late Wednesday night, early Thursday morning, and it has all the call-in information in the body of the email. And that's a question that somebody has submitted online, and then I answer it. So if you can't join us by calling into the show, oftentimes I'll hear from people, I have little kids, and it's bed and bath time at that time every week. So submit a question online, and it may be chosen to be answered. Excuse me. And then also when you're on my site, schedule an appointment, and we'll have a whole hour to talk about whatever you want to talk about. And you don't have to just pick one thing, like just medical or just past lives or whatever. We can do a combination of all of the above, of the things that you'll see on the site in whatever time allows in the hour that we have together. And it's really fun. Even if you've got some medical stuff going on, it's fascinating, and it's always a lot of fun too. So consider doing that, and then I'll get you to myself for an hour, which I'll love. All right, so here's the question that was submitted this week, and it comes from Bente. I hope I'm saying that right. And she lives in Kongens Lyngby, basically Copenhagen, Denmark. I recognize those words. And she said, "Hi, Julie. I've had migraine headaches since I was 17 years old, and I'm now 73. Can you help me figure out what I can do to be free from my migraines? Thank you." And here's my response. "Hi, Bente. Hate to hear you're suffering from migraines. I can personally attest to the fact that migraine pain is worse than labor pain. At least when we're in labor, we get a few seconds of rest between contractions. With migraines, there is no relief, just unrelenting pain for hours or however long the episode lasts. I had Jonathan without drugs, so I experienced labor pain, full force, and migraine pain's worse. I had migraines most of my life till I was about 40. I went on to say migraine headaches cause throbbing in a particular area, usually one side of the head, are often accompanied by nausea, vomiting, numbness, and sensitivity to light and sound. They can feel like mini strokes. In order to get some answers for you, I energetically connected to you in Denmark and did a medical scan on you. What I saw in my mind's eye is you have been exposed to mold and have an overgrowth of candida yeast. The two normally go together. I removed the mold spores and yeast from your body. So what we were just talking about with Donna with the mold. Mold can trigger migraines in a heartbeat. Same with yeast. Yeast is just a huge culprit with migraines. When people can't figure out what the heck's going on, a lot of times it's yeast, overabundance of yeast. Now, here's what I recommend. Do your best to avoid moldy environments. If you have mold in your home, stay somewhere else until you can remove it. You may want to try the Homebiotic spray. It's non-toxic and contains bacteria that eat mold. Educate yourself by doing a search on Candida albicans. The good news is you can eradicate the yeast and its symptoms, and it doesn't cause any permanent damage to your body. Avoid taking antibiotics, steroids, and over-the-counter medications like ibuprofen unless absolutely necessary. These medicines kill the healthy bacteria in our guts and allow yeast to proliferate and make us sick. Eat a diet of whole, organic, when possible, food, and avoid sugar, processed and fermented foods, including alcohol. Alcohol's fermented. It's full of yeast. I went on to say, peel fruit before you eat it and never put a slice of lemon in your water. The lemon peel is full of yeast. And when restaurants do that in particular, we're just drinking a yeast cocktail. It's awful for us, so stop doing it. All of us, whether we got a yeast problem or not. It's just not healthy. Get your doctor to prescribe nystatin, Nystatin. It's an antifungal that kills yeast on contact. Nystatin is used, you guys, in vaginal yeast cream like that Monistat that they now sell over the counter. It's in athlete's foot cream. It's in jock itch cream. It's what they treat thrush with babies. The stuff just stays in the GI tract. It kills the yeast. It doesn't go systemic, and it's been used for decades, and it's super safe. I also said wear sunglasses and avoid bright light, which can trigger a migraine. Check out Irlen.com, IRLEN.com, and see if the light sensitivity symptoms described sound familiar. Because bright light can trigger a migraine. It does with me. I have to be really careful. And then I closed with following this regimen cured the migraines I experienced the first 40 years of my life, and it can do the same for you. Now, how I know about this yeast stuff is, as I've mentioned before, several of you have heard me say this, I had systemic overgrowth of yeast in my body for the first 40 years of my life. That made me sick, and it was from tons of antibiotics. I mean, I was on antibiotics 4, 5, 6 times a year, easily. Chronic sinus infections, chronic strep throat, just on and on, because I got a staph infection in the nursery at the hospital when I was born, and I was put on antibiotics when I was 1 day old. So my gut biome never had a chance to seed properly. So when I moved to Birmingham, I met this doctor named Dr. Truss, who was the godfather of discovering this yeast stuff. I mean, divine intervention, Absolutely. And people would come from all over the world to see him, and he got me well. So one day, it was my 45th birthday, and I woke up with a migraine from hell. And I went down I had my husband drive me to his office, and he gave me a shot of yeast antigen, like an allergy shot to combat the yeast. He gave me one every 15 minutes for about an hour and a half. Not only did the migraine go away, that would have lasted for 8 or 10 hours. I didn't throw up. I didn't have vision messed up. When I used to get migraines, my vision would be messed up. My speech would slur. I would get numbness on my body. I mean, it's really like a mini stroke. I would throw up for hours. I'd vomit for hours, and the headache would be so bad that I remember wishing I could drill a hole in my head to relieve the pressure. And then for the next couple of days, you feel like you've been hit by a Mack truck because it takes so much energy to deal with the pain. Well, Dr. Trust gave me this yeast antigen shot every 15 minutes. It got rid of the migraine. None of those side symptoms came in, and I didn't feel like I'd been hit by a Mack truck. And I thought, okay, this is all the proof I need. So migraines, most of the time, from what I've seen and experienced, are caused by yeast, overgrowth of yeast. So, all right. Let's go back to the phone and see who else we have. I believe we have Nadalicia. Hi there. Nadalicia, you with us?
Yes. Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good. Where are you calling from?
Hilton Head. Hi.
Okay, terrific. Got a question for me?
Yeah. I would like to know if I am on the right path in my job at the moment.
Okay. So did you hear when we were talking about this with Michelle earlier from Colorado? So give us an idea of what you're doing. There is no right and no wrong. It's just a choice. But we can ask if it's in your best interest to continue with what you're doing or look into something else.
Okay.
So what do you do now?
I switched career. I'm trying this journey in the real estate.
Okay. So are you doing commercial or residential?
I just started. I kind of got thrown up in both, but I haven't closed any deals, and I'm feeling a little bit. I know I can do it, and need some guidance, perhaps. And some kind of support, and so I had a little struggle there, but I know inside that I could do this.
Okay, so is it in Nadalicia's best interest to continue pursuing her real estate career? What's the first thing that pops in your head really fast?
I say yes.
I got a yes as well. So, and I know real estate takes time for money to start coming in. So do you have another source of income? Are you working another job, or do you have money saved, or what are you doing to pay the bills?
Yeah, I have some money saved, and then also I have another source of income with Gloria, so we both kind of help each other out because we're together.
Perfect. So let's ask, is it in Nadalicia's best interest to focus on commercial real estate? I get a yes. Is it in Nadalicia's best interest to focus on residential real estate? I'm getting a no on that. So give that some thought. Ponder that some at this moment in time. I'm getting that. That can change next week, next month, depending on what's going on. But it may be that commercial might pay you more money in the short run if you close a deal. And I'm just throwing that in. It's just a thought I had. But does one interest you more than the other?
Yeah, I like commercial.
Okay. Well, there you go. All right. So follow your intuition. You're right on target, girl. You're accurate, very accurate. So when you get a thought on something like, oh, commercial's so much more interesting and so much more fun or whatever, pay attention to that. Okay? That's divine guidance. Okay. Thanks for calling in. You bet. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, I have Duncan BC is our next caller. Hi. Can you hear me? Hello, are you on mute? Maybe.
Hi. Hi, Susan.
You are? Hi. Who's this?
How are you? This is Erin.
Hi, Erin. I'm great. How are you doing?
You're on speakerphone. There we go. That's better.
Where are you calling in from?
I'm calling in from Canada, Vancouver Island.
Oh, terrific. Well, good.
Yeah.
You got a question for me?
Yeah, I'm a fairly new listener. This is my first time calling in, and I was wondering if you could do a scan on me.
Sure. For
a medical scan, and or if you see any energy leaks.
Yes, I can. But just in time's sake on the show, I can do a comprehensive one if, on a private session. But on the show,
I do have a private session booked, I had one booked with you, but it was your unfortunate day with your car fiasco. So I will rebook.
Yeah, send me an email so we can rebook that. Yeah, I had to cancel on you because I didn't know when I was coming home and what time my car was going to be ready and all that. So, okay, so let me do a quick scan and see. Yes, you have an energy leak, and it goes from between your breasts down to just below your belly button, just below your navel. And what Erin's talking about, everybody, is our spirit, our soul, our energy field is the power source for our human body. And it's contained in what I call the energy field membrane. And I use the example of you go to the pet store and you buy a goldfish and they put it in a plastic bag of water, Erin, for you to get it home. The goldfish represents our body. The water represents our spirit, our energy field, our power source for our body. And the plastic bag represents our energy field membrane. Well, when we have a tear or a hole in that membrane and it's caused by some kind of emotional something that happened either in this lifetime or a past lifetime, when we have that, we have an energy leak, and it always precedes any kind of medical condition. So you do have one. When we do our private session, I'll imagine myself going into that tear, and I'm going to be shown a scene, like what we did with Allie when we saw her past life in Florence, Italy, or in Siena, Italy, and we'll be able to get lots of information. If it's this lifetime, I'll be given how old you were or what the year was, a little bit about what happened. If it's a past life, same thing, where it was.
And a past life can affect you in that way as well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. So we'll clear that. So email me. Go on my site, AskJulieRyan.com, pick another date and time, email it to me, and then we'll get you on the books again. I'm so glad to hear.
Okay, I'm away next week, but yes, I will do that definitely.
Okay, girl.
From the energy leak that you see, then you can go on and tell me any symptoms and things that it's causing?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll fix it.
Great.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, well, nice talking to you. Thank you.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, who else do we have? I believe we have Marcia. Hi, Marcia.
Oh, hi, Julie. It's been a while. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. I have a quick question. Sometimes I see it feels like a ghost walking about my house. I catch it out of the corner of my eye. It's always kind of in the same area. I'm wondering if you might tune into that.
Yeah, absolutely. Please tell everybody where you're calling from.
Carlsbad, California.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we've had a private session and we had fun talking about Carlsbad because
we did.
Yeah, because I know that area well. My son's great grandmother owned a bunch of land right near there, and so we had a fun conversation about that. By the way, funny, first time I drove to San Diego from LA after I moved there, I drove through Camp Pendleton and they were doing maneuvers, and I saw these tanks and helicopters and these Army guys, and I thought, what the heck? Are we being invaded?
It's scary.
It was amazing, which is not too far from you.
No, it's not. It's very close.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
All right. So I got you on my radar. Let me go in your house. Okay. It's a man. Is it your dad?
Well, that's kind of giving me a little chill right now. But
yeah,
I didn't think so. I thought it was maybe someone related to the house I'm in, but I didn't know. But
it's your dad.
It could, yeah. Wow, that's cool.
It's your dad. It's your dad.
Okay.
And he's just there, and he's just there watching over you and hanging. And you can talk to him, Marcia. You've heard discussed tonight, and you and I talked about it privately when we were, on our one-on-one session. You just say something to him in your head or aloud, and the first thing that comes in your head is him answering you.
Wow, I like that. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Yeah, it's just a little glimpse out of the corner of my eye in the same area all the time, and it's usually late at night. So, okay, I'll start chatting with him. Yeah,
and the reason why it's late at night, too, is because the light is in a certain frequency. When you have dimmer lights, it's easier to see spirits in dim light.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. The house is kind of dark, and I might be watching a movie, and then I just glance over and I see someone go by in the hallway, and so that's when it is. You're absolutely right. So. Yeah. So that dim light helps you see spirits better, and you go, girl. You're doing good. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Nice to chat with you again.
Thanks for calling in. Have a good week. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, everybody. With that, we are out of time. One last thing. Be sure and sign up for the drawing. I'm giving away another free session next week because it'll be the first of the month, next Thursday, I think. Nope. I lied. I think next Thursday's the 30th and Friday's the 31st. But sign up for it anyways because the following week we'll give away a free session. So you just have to do these 3 easy things. Follow me on Instagram at AskJulieRyan. Write a review about why you like the podcast on iTunes at Ask Julie Ryan. And subscribe to my blog at AskJulieRyan.com. And those are the questions that people submit that I answer. So do those things, and your name will go in the drawing, and you may win a free 1-hour session, which is worth $155. And the reason I do that is because I really appreciate you all listening each week, and I know that's a lot of money for some people, so that's why I do the show, because you can get your questions answered for free, and also that's why I give away a free session. Free is good. So please tell your family and friends about the show. Encourage them to call in and submit questions online, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend and a terrific next week, and I'll talk to you next week. Take care, everybody. Bye now.
Thanks for joining us. Be sure to follow Julie on Twitter at AskJulieRyan and like her on Facebook at AskJulieRyan. For information on how you can ask Julie your question, please visit AskJulieRyan.com.